Okay, so I wanted to introduce to you today someone who I spend a lot of time with, and she shows up and goes with me places a lot, and I wanted to introduce her because I think she's got a lot to say, and I think that she can help to really shed some light on some things that we do without realizing it that kind of hold us back from growing and changing. And so today I'd like to introduce you to someone who I really respect and have grown to really appreciate for a long time now, and that's Miss Know-It-All. Hi. Well, I don't think I need to be here, and I don't think that this is a good idea, by the way. I mean, they already know this already. They're not going to appreciate it, and I think you should do something else with your time today. So, in the yoga teacher training, especially right now, people are moving into this amazing time where they're really going to start teaching. And they're teaching more in front of the group, and they're trying to integrate and incorporate a lot of information and a lot of adjustments. And on top of it, they're trying to incorporate their own personality and their own special style. So there are things that come up with doing that when people are trying to guide and help you. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to kind of point out some things that the whole group tends to do when they're corrected or when we suggest that they try something different. So humility, for me, is the opportunity to allow the universe to show me where my gifts are. And one of the things that I want to do is I want to be sure to be very receptive in allowing the universe to show me what I'm here to do and how to best do it. So one of the things I have done, of course, like many of you, is I've taken a lot of classes and I've had a lot of teachers. And so when I take a class and I go to learn something new, Miss Know-It-All tends to come with me, and I'm going to have her tell you a little bit about what that's like for her. So whenever I go to anything new, I have a checklist, and the checklist is something like this. Have I learned this before? Is this new information? Is this person really know what they're talking? Does this person really know what they're talking about? I very often will say, "Oh, I know this," or "Oh, I've done this already," or "Oh, I did this back in 1999 with so and so, and they did a better job," or I decided I didn't want to do that way, so I'm not going to listen to what you're saying right now. And then the other thing that I like to do is I like to really question inside of my head if what they're saying actually has any validity and where the information came from and what their experience and background is and so forth and so on. So most of the time when I'm in a new situation and I'm uncomfortable, I like to basically go into those things, and when I'm thinking that, I don't really have to be as present, and I don't really need to really learn anything. I don't need to be open to anything, and I feel really safe there, and that works for me because I've been able to do a lot of things without really knowing what I'm doing very well, and so I must know what I'm doing in order to do those things. Okay, so first of all, I want to just thank you because you have done a lot of things without really having a lot of experience and knowledge to do those things. And I think that comes from your ability to be inspired and your ability to just go for it. But there's something else under that I think you're getting a little tired of, and I wanted to address that today. So one of the things that happens for me when I go into a new situation is I also think, well, if this person doesn't know it and they're not doing it right, then I must be the one who needs to do this and do it right. So I go into some situations with the idea of if no one else does it, then it's not going to get done, so I need to do it. Or why is everyone sitting around when this could be done already? Or the other big thing is I have to fix the situation. Someone's got to step in and fix the situation. These people need help right now. All right. So a big part of me is tired of coming into anything with that energy, of anything that requires me to feel like I have to prove myself. And so what I've been doing with this energy lately is when someone challenges me, I allow myself the space and the time with a few deep breaths to feel the shame and the embarrassment that comes up when I'm challenged, even if I'm challenged in the slightest way. So a simple example might be that, as you know, I'm working, not working, I am I'm choosing to change my lifestyle around my eating habits. And so whenever someone says, well, if you use sugar in that recipe, your body's not going to be able to process that. And so, Miss Know-It-All, you can't take sugar out of everything, and you know all that, and you're just choosing to have the sugar then, and it doesn't really matter because it's not a lot of sugar. And so we've been doing this way for a really long time, and I don't think you need to be taking sugar out of everything at this point. Okay, so you can see that she is really good at defending me. She's really good at trying to make sure I don't change too much too fast. And she knows the things that really that matter to me on a certain level. And she's really good at being there to make sure that I keep the things that make me feel safe. And so as you're moving into your teaching and your students begin to challenge you, if you come to them with this energy of well, I know what I'm talking about, or I just went through this training and I've spent a year getting ready for this class and I know what I'm doing, or even more subtle energy like you don't really understand where I'm coming from, and I feel bad for you, so I'm just going to let that slide. Even that is picked up in a certain way when you're teaching. So I wanted to give you some tools for getting through that energy. And okay, so I just have something to say. You set them up for it sometimes. You actually say and do things that really cause them to react to you that way. And I think that you should, look at that. And did you see how I said you should look at that? Well, that's one of the things you do. So I made a list of things that you do. I'm going to just tell you what they are, because I know. Okay, you say sometimes to people, you have to, or you should, or if you did this, or why didn't you do this, or what were you thinking? And, most of the time I'm saying that to you inside your head, but a lot of the times when you're trying to teach someone, you actually use that language. And if you're going to ask, if you're going to use that language, then you're going to get that type of response from them. Miss Know-It-All, Mr. Know-It-All is going to show up and is going to say, whoa, give me a little room here. I know what I'm doing and you're in my space. So I think you should think about, hear that? I think you should think about that. That's what I think. That was good. I am going to work on that. I am going to watch my language when I am working with people, and I'm going to try to use gentle language when I'm helping people, such as, may I suggest something? Or would you like feedback in this area? Are you ready for me to share with you what I saw in this situation? And by asking them first, I give them a little time to organize themselves and to find a place to receive what it is I'm going to say. The other thing I usually do when I know I'm working with this energy with someone is I'll say to them, I know you know this, or I know because you have a background in massage or social work, or a background in nursing, or a background in psychology, that you understand this in this way. And so what I offer to you is a little more in that area, coming from a different angle, which brings up another energy that comes up with this. Often when we're trying to learn something, we often are looking at the information and we're trying to put that information that's new into an old place. So we learn a technique and then we say, okay, that goes in my meditation box. Okay, that goes in my yoga box. Okay, that goes in my psychotherapy box. Okay, that goes in my knowledge of the physical body box. And we store information really well this way. But sometimes when someone is sharing something new and we redefine it and we put it in a box that we already know, we miss the opportunity of learning something new. And so that's another place where Miss Know-It-All shows up for me. And so one of the things that I'm trying to do when I'm learning, and right now I'm in a class, and it's actually a class I've taken before with a different teacher, so some of the information is the same. So I can very easily get into this I know it all space. But the truth is, I really chose this woman to teach me right now, and I'm really fascinated with the fact that she's been doing this for the last 20 years when I only practiced it honestly for about 3 days, and she's been doing it for 20 years, and I chose her. So I'm really open right now to watching Miss Know-It-All, Miss Show-It-All, show up, and then asking her to gently sit with me quietly and feel what it is that we're ready to change. And she's getting really good at that. Well, I am tired of trying to do it all and fix it all and know it all. And I would like to come from a place of wisdom and not intellect, but true wisdom. And I feel safe with you. And so I'm going to let us move toward that together. But I'm going to need a lot of gentle help with that, okay? So humility is the opportunity to let the universe show you your gifts and to sit in the power of change and transformation. And so as you move into this new opportunity to become teachers, to help people in a new way, to bring Reiki and mindfulness into this world in the gentle ways you are learning, there's a real opportunity for you to feel what's underneath learning, which is that you're truly enough and that you're guided, and that wisdom comes from a really quiet place and a stillness. And if you're in a defensive mode, you're not going to be in your wisdom. So I thought that would be a fun thing to share with you in this newsletter, and please Facebook and let me know if you have any thoughts around it and you want to share. Thanks.